Hi there, my name is Rachel, and today's class is Yoga for Curiosity. So for me, curiosity is made up of two components. The first is this intellectual thinking side of ourselves, the side that asks questions, the side that makes observations about the world around us, and from those observations forms hypotheses, finds answers, or even more questions. The part that wants to understand and know more. But the second component for me to curiosity is this very childlike playfulness, where all of a sudden it's fun to go down these paths, and our curiosity is leading us down even more paths. So more questions or more solutions, or solutions we never would have explored if it weren't for the fun that we were having along the way. So hopefully today's class can awaken this curiosity in you and help you to discover even more solutions and more paths that could enrich your life than you thought were possible. So when you're ready to start, let's find a comfortable cross-legged seat on the mat. You can prop your hips up on a block or a bolster if you need to, or even place two under your knees. But when you're ready and you feel settled, go ahead and grow tall out of that seat and gently close your eyes. As you feel into this exact moment, draw your awareness inward, noticing the breath, noticing your thoughts. Perhaps for you, as we even started talking about curiosity, a few things began to bubble up. Things that you're curious about, maybe things highlighted in particular. Or perhaps for you, you would like to be curious about something, but there wasn't anything in particular that stood out to you yet. That's okay. As we move through our practice today, as we move through different postures and sequences and transitions, even as we cultivate a curiosity about how our physical body moves, how the breath moves in and out of our body in these different postures, and as we move through them, may this curiosity overflow off our mat and in our lives. For you, if you had anything in particular that you were curious about, maybe hold it here in your mind's eye for a moment and then let it go. You can call it back to you as we go throughout the practice to allow your moving meditation to invigorate that idea as you wish. When you're ready, gently blink your eyes open, and from here we will move to a seated spinal twist. So begin to take your left foot and draw it alongside your right hip, and then take your right foot and place it down onto the mat right outside of this left knee, and then take your left elbow and place it on the outside of your right knee, and place this right hand at the base of your spine and press it into the ground, allowing you to have some more length as you inhale, find that height, and then exhale, begin to twist over to the right, gazing out over that right shoulder. And you're waking up our spine, lubricating our spine. This cerebrospinal fluid that flows all around our brain, all up and down our spine, just like our blood moves through our arteries and veins. We move this now as we go through our spinal twist. Just getting those literal creative juices flowing. Begin to look back over to the left, and then move your chest and slowly come out of the twist. From here, we'll just go ahead and switch legs. Bring your right foot alongside your left hip. Your left foot face down on the ground outside of your right knee. Place your left hand at the base of your spine, pressing into the floor, and then your right elbow on the outside of that left knee. And begin to twist. Gazing out over your left shoulder. Inhaling, growing tall, and exhaling, twisting a little bit more. Healthy spine, healthy mind. We take care of our physical body to help not only our physical body, but also our mental, our spiritual body this holistic practice of yoga that really aids our entire being. Begin to gently come out of the twist. Maybe first the glance comes, and then the chest, and then the feet. Go ahead and roll over to your knees, hands and feet. Step back into your plank position, and then heels come up and back. Hips come up and back. We find downward facing dog. Pressing into your hands. Feeling nicely, firmly connected to the ground through those hands as we rotate our triceps out underneath us. Those elbows, the inside of those elbows, the crease of the elbows shining towards the sky. We guide our heels down as we lift our hips up. Inhale here. Exhale here. And then on your inhale, lift up your right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, draw that right knee to your chest, step it between your hands, and rise up, crescent pose. Arms in line with ears. Steady yourself here. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart, and then lean out over that bent right leg and twist from above the navel and tap that left elbow right outside that right knee. We find our crescent twist, bringing out our center and continuing to lubricate this spine. Send your gaze to the mat, and on your inhale, gently lift up those back left toes and step it up to meet the other foot. Now we're in twisting chair. Keeping our hips even, our knees even. On your inhale, begin to twist out of your twisting chair. Arms come up in line with ears for regular chair. And then exhale. Stand up, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, arms in line with ears, sit back down into your chair. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart and send your right elbow on the outside of your left knee, twisting chair now on the other side. And then gently on your inhale, begin to lift your right foot up off the ground. Drop, step those right toes back behind you, twisting crescent. Inhale, come out of it, regular crescent. Arms up in line with ears, gaze up. Then exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot. Step back into plank. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Let's put that in reverse. Inhale, lift your leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, draw your left knee to your chest, step up between your hands, and then rise up, crescent pose. Maintaining that curiosity. This side could be different than the right. We are not symmetrical, and every moment is new. Inhale, find some height, and then exhale, draw your hands to your heart in prayer, leaning out over that bent left knee, and then twist from above the navel. Right elbow touches the outside of the left knee. On your inhale, you need to lift up those back right toes and step it up to meet your left foot, twisting chair. On your inhale, come through regular chair right up the middle, and then exhale, stand on up, hands draw to your heart, Tadasana. Inhale, sit back into chair, and then exhale, begin to twist to the right. Left elbow outside of your right knee. Hips and knees even. Begin to lift up that left toes, drop, step it back, twisting crescent. Really moving that spine around, finding our balance. Inhale, coming out of our twist, regular crescent, arms in line with ears. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot, step back into plank, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up and back behind us. Exhale, draw your right knee to your chest, step up between your hands, seal your back foot so that way the blade edge is parallel with the short edge of the mat. And windmill your arms open. Warrior two. Expanding across those collarbones, feeling wide through our torso as our arms spread. We find an evenness of our weight between both legs, even though they're different. Can you feel how your weight is right in the center, even though your back leg is straight and your right leg is bent? Inhale, draw the right arm up and back. Gaze up at it, peaceful warrior. And then exhale, pass through warrior two and straighten your front right leg. Inhale, kick your left hip back to the back of the room. You're gonna gently tilt, reach forward, and then fold down at the side for triangle. Tuck your right hip up and underneath. Really feel into your body. What does it feel like to rotate that right hip underneath you? To gaze up at those left fingertips. To really stack your left shoulder on top of your right shoulder. As we push our body into this flat plane, gently, we notice it's more about where each piece of our body is placed. This posture is such a great posture for being curious about each part of our body and how we position in space and what it takes, what muscles we have to engage to put it there. Inhale, gaze down at those front right toes, about a foot in front of them. Aim your right hand, bend your right knee, and then lift up your left toes, half moon. Placing your right hand on the ground and driving through that straight lifted left leg, flexing that foot. The strength in that leg we find is what helps maintain us in this posture as we gently engage our core, hugging our midline to help us stay balanced in this posture. Growing wide, finding the exact engagement we need to hold and maintain. Inhale, and then exhale. Gently bend the right knee. Drop step back to warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back into plank. Lower through your vinyasa. As we allow the breath to guide us, really feeling how moving the breath in and out through each piece of this vinyasa helps us move with more strength, with more grace, more ease. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. Drive through that heel. And then exhale, draw the knee to the chest, step it between the hands, seal your back foot, and windmill the arms open, warrior two. Already here, beginning that quest. As we practice yoga, as we make these micro adjustments to the postures that we engage in all the time, that inward curiosity that we practice in yoga prepares us to practice curiosity in our lives. You never know what little moment, what little choice that you make could have such an impact and lead you down a path you never would have expected. Inhale, draw the left arm up and overhead, gaze up. And then exhale, pass through warrior two, straighten the front left leg. Begin to kick the right hip to the back of your space. Gently reach forward with the left hand and then fold from the side. And now that we're in triangle, another journey begins, this time on the other side. How is it different than when we were in triangle on the other side? As we roll that left hip up and underneath, we stack our shoulders on top of one another. We play with how far can we go down in the pose before we start to compromise sticking our booty out again. We're no longer in that plane. I love how triangle posture gives us that opportunity to explore. Something so simple just has so many possibilities. It's always the simple things at first glance that are really not that simple, aren't they? Go ahead and gaze down, a foot in front of those left toes. Aim with that left hand at that spot, and then rise up. We find our half moon, keeping those shoulders stacked, rotating those hips to now be stacked, driving through the right lifted leg, and flexing that foot, finding our balance here, finding our ease, finding our forgiveness and that playfulness that as we try something new, maybe we jump back into the posture when we fall out. That part of the path, isn't it, that we have that grace for when we get ourselves into different kinds of situations we didn't expect. And we have fun. Inhale, and then exhale gently. Bend that left knee. Drop step back to warrior two on your exhale. Inhale, lift the left arm up and back. And then exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back into plank and take one final vinyasa. Milk it for what it's worth. Feel the expansion in up dog. And then exhale, meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Send your heels out to one side, and then your legs out in front. Place your hands behind your seat. We're going to take reverse plank with your fingertips facing the front of your mat. On your inhale, float your feet, so kind of point them, kind of flex the toes. Lift your hips. Maybe send your head back. Find length all the way through the crown of your head, all the way through those feet, just like we do in regular plank. Lifting up our hip, inhale, and then exhale. Lower the hips back down. Sending up for our forward fold. Maybe adjust your seat a little bit so the flesh is in a good spot for you to fold forward. Inhale, arms come up to the sky, find some length, and then exhale. Fall down over your legs. I love how forward fold creates this bubble where all of a sudden this is all that there is. It's just our mat, it's just ourselves, our body, our breath. If you want to allow some gentle rounding to come to the back here, that's fine, especially after we took a reverse plank. And then on your inhale, come back out of your forward fold. Lay down on your back on the mat. From here, we'll take a couple supine twists. Draw your right knee to your chest, leave your left leg out long along the mat, and then guide that right leg across your body with your left hand as your right arm extends right out of that shoulder like half of a letter T. You can gaze at those fingertips, gluing that right shoulder down to the mat. One final moment here to twist that spine, keep that moving, using our accessory muscles as we take giant belly breaths, expanding through the belly with each inhale and deflating with each exhale. These accessory muscles just aiding in the twist, allowing our back to release as we move them for our breath. Coming back through center on our inhale. Draw our right leg into our chest and then switch left knee into the chest on our exhale, sending the right leg out long, and then draw it across the body with the right hand. Gaze out over those left fingertips as they come right out of your shoulder. Pulling that left shoulder down and drawing it away from the ear, creating space for your neck. And breathing. These deep belly breaths we do in these final postures signals to the body that we've done it. We've done one kind of work. Up next comes a different kind of work, a stillness, a rest, a medicine is a better word for it, that we give our bodies, give our being this chance to release and let go. On your inhale, come back to lay flat, and send your left leg out to meet your right, Shavasana, as your feet fall open, allowing gravity to pull your body down to the mat. Shoulders drawing away from ears. So body feels heavy here. Give yourself several moments, several minutes if you can, to absorb the nutrients of your practice. This rest that is so vital for our mind to come back to situations fresh, to walk away from the project and come back with new eyes, to become curious again. If you have time to rest and simply be here as you are with yourself, please take it. And when you're ready, come to sit in a cross-legged seat again. Maybe roll up simply. Maybe roll to one side, take a fetal position, and then meet us here on our cross-legged seat. Draw your hands to your heart in prayer. And bring the thumbs right between the eyebrows for clarity of thought. That whichever paths you take, whichever parts that your curiosity ignites, you would be able to understand and perceive and discern with wisdom. fingertips to your lips for thoughtfulness of speech, that you'll be able to bring these ideas into the world with compassion, and then hands back to the heart for consistency of action, for boldness and compassion, to continue to have that same compassion, not just for the people that you will help, but for yourself as you move through all of these different avenues and have fun with the richness that is your life. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. May you move from this place with all the curiosity and fun that that curiosity can bring. It's always such an honor practicing together and being able to lead us in this practice. Until next time, bye-bye.